If you search Claude versus Gemini, here's the answer in one sentence. Claude wins for agentic coding and deep reasoning tasks, while Gemini wins for multimodal work and Google Workspace integration. Your choice depends on your primary use case. In this video, I'll show you exactly which AI assistant is better for coding, reasoning, context handling, multimodal tasks, and price, using real benchmark data so you can make the right decision in 26. The AI assistant market has consolidated around three leaders: ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. In 26, Claude and Gemini represent two fundamentally different approaches. Anthropic built Claude for safety-first reasoning and agentic workflows. It's the tool developers trust for complex, multi-step coding tasks. Google built Gemini as a natively multimodal platform deeply integrated into its ecosystem, processing text, images, video, and audio simultaneously. According to Anthropic's internal benchmarks, Claude Opus 4.8 scores 68% on SWE-bench verified, the industry standard test for real-world software engineering. Google reports Gemini 3.5 Pro handles context windows up to 2 million tokens. That's roughly 1.5 million words, or about 15 full-length novels in a single prompt. Both companies have raised over $6 billion each in funding, and both offer free tiers alongside $20 per month Pro subscriptions. The question isn't which is objectively better, it's which one matches your workflow. Let's break it down. Claude dominates coding. On SWE-bench verified, Claude Opus 4.8 scores 68%, meaning it can autonomously solve 68 out of 100 real GitHub issues pulled from production repositories. Claude Fable 5, Anthropic's latest agentic model, pushes that to 72% in early reports. These aren't toy problems, they're the same bugs and feature requests human engineers tackle daily. Gemini 3.5 Pro scores approximately 58% on the same benchmark. That's still strong, but the gap matters if you're using AI for serious software development. Where Gemini shines is integration. If you're already in Google Colab, Google Cloud, or using Firebase, Gemini can pull context from your entire project structure, suggest architecture changes, and even generate documentation that auto-populates in Google Docs. For pure coding ability, especially agentic tasks like debug this repo and open a PR, Claude is the clear winner. For coding inside Google's ecosystem with built-in deployment and collaboration, Gemini is more convenient. Reasoning is where Claude pulls ahead. On GPQA Diamond, a graduate-level reasoning benchmark covering physics, chemistry, and biology, Claude Opus 4.8 scores 59.4%. Gemini 3.5 Pro scores around 54%. The difference shows up in multi-step logic, causal reasoning, and handling ambiguous prompts. Claude's extended thinking mode, where the model pauses to reason internally before answering, adds latency but improves accuracy on hard problems by up to 15%. If you're doing research, legal analysis, or strategic planning, that deliberation matters. Context window is Gemini's counterpunch. Gemini 3.5 Pro supports up to 2 million tokens of context. Claude Opus 4.8 supports 200,000 tokens. Still a full novel, but 10 times smaller. If you need to analyze an entire codebase, a 500-page legal document, or multiple research papers in one prompt, Gemini handles it natively without chunking or summarization tricks. For deep reasoning on complex questions, Claude wins. For reasoning across massive documents, Gemini wins. Gemini is natively multimodal. It was trained from the ground up to understand text, images, audio, and video simultaneously. You can upload a video, ask Gemini to transcribe it, summarize the key points, identify objects in each frame, and generate a presentation, all in one prompt. Claude added vision capabilities in Opus 3.5 and improved them in 4.8, but it's not native multimodal. You can upload images and Claude will analyze them accurately, but it doesn't process audio or video directly. For image analysis, reading charts, OCR on screenshots, diagramming, Claude is competitive. For video, audio, or blended media workflows, Gemini is the only real option. Integration is Gemini's killer feature. If you use Gmail, Google Drive, Google Meet, or Google Calendar, Gemini can read your emails, summarize meeting notes, draft responses, and schedule follow-ups without leaving your workspace. Claude offers API access and works inside Slack and other tools, but it doesn't have first-party integrations across an entire productivity suite. For anyone deep in the Google ecosystem, Gemini's integration is worth the trade-off in raw reasoning power. Speed varies by model and load. Claude Opus 4.8 typically responds in 3 to 6 seconds for complex prompts. Claude Fable 5 adds thinking time, so responses can take 10 to 15 seconds. Gemini 3.5 Pro responds in 2 to 5 seconds for most prompts, even with large context windows, because Google's infrastructure is optimized for parallel processing. For real-time chat, Gemini feels snappier. For tasks where accuracy matters more than speed, Claude's deliberation is an advantage. Pricing is nearly identical for consumers. Both offer a free tier with rate limits. Both charge $20 per month for Pro access, Claude 8 Pro and Gemini Advanced. The free tiers are usable for light work. The Pro tiers unlock higher limits, priority access, and extended context. Enterprise pricing diverges. Claude offers API access at roughly $15 per million input tokens for Opus 4.8. Gemini's API pricing starts at 7 per million tokens for the 3.5 Pro model, but scales with context size. For businesses running high-volume API calls, Gemini can be cheaper if you're not using the full 2 million token window. For agentic workflows that require the best reasoning model, Claude is worth the premium. Here's the full breakdown. Claude wins coding, reasoning, and agentic tasks. Gemini wins multimodal, context size, and Google integration. For developers and researchers who need the smartest reasoning model, Claude is the choice. For teams already using Google Workspace who want AI embedded everywhere, Gemini is more practical. If you do both, coding and multimodal work, you might end up using both. Many developers keep Claude for complex coding and Gemini for everything else. My recommendation: choose Claude if you're a developer, researcher, or anyone doing deep analytical work where reasoning quality matters most. Choose Gemini if you're embedded in Google Workspace, work with video or audio, or need to process extremely large documents in one go. Both are excellent. Neither is a wrong choice. Your workflow decides the winner. If this answered your question, subscribe. We cover AI tools and news every week. If you found this useful, don't forget to hit the hype button. It helps the channel grow.